FWAW star Sydney Errera living her dream after massive life-changing purchase. Sydney Errera, the bright, ambitious, and down-to-earth star of Farmer Wants a Wife, FWAW, has recently captured headlines, not for a relationship twist or on-screen drama, but for a bold and empowering personal decision. The young farmer, who quickly became a fan favorite thanks to her raw authenticity and unwavering commitment to her dreams, has now taken a major step that signals the beginning of a new chapter. She has made a massive personal purchase, and it's changing her life in the best possible way. According to recent developments, Sydney has invested in a large, sprawling property that she plans to develop into a fully functional, sustainable, and woman-run agricultural enterprise. For her, this isn't just real estate. It's the manifestation of a lifelong dream, one she's spoken about passionately since her earliest moments on FWAW. From the very beginning, Sydney had always been different from other contestants. While many came seeking love, she arrived already married to the land. A bold move, a brave heart. For Sydney, the decision to purchase this new property wasn't just about expansion or investment. It was a leap of faith. Leaving behind the familiar rhythms of her current setup, she's entering uncharted territory. The land she purchased is reportedly several hundred acres of untamed yet fertile countryside. It holds promise, not only for livestock and crops, but for something even greater: independence and vision. Sydney had long dreamed of owning a space entirely hers. She often expressed a desire to break away from the norms of family-run farms passed down from generation to generation. Instead, she wanted to build something of her own, a venture where every fence post, every harvested crop, and every animal born would be a reflection of her hard work, grit, and tenacity. Now, with keys in hand and boots in the dirt, that dream has become a tangible reality. From TV star to trailblazing farmer. When Sydney first appeared on Farmer Wants a Wife, she was portrayed as a wholesome, farm-raised woman with a clear passion for animals and agriculture. But what the cameras only partially captured was the depth of her ambition. Behind the wide smile and quiet strength was someone who had been quietly charting a course to redefine what a modern-day female farmer could be. Many of her FWAW co-stars commented on her determination. "She doesn't just talk the talk, she's always out there doing the hard work," one former contestant remarked. You could see it in her eyes. She wasn't playing a role. The farm life wasn't just her background, it was her. Now, Sydney is taking that same spirit and applying it to a project that is already being seen as one of the boldest moves by any cast member in the show's history. Living the dream, literally. "This is everything I've wanted," Sydney reportedly said to close friends after signing the final documents for the land. The property includes acres of pasture land, a modest but charming farmhouse, a functioning barn, and several old but reparable outbuildings. The vision? To turn the space into a multi-use, sustainable farm that operates with minimal outside dependency and champions animal welfare and regenerative agriculture. The initial focus of the farm will be cattle and sheep, areas where Sydney has the most experience. But she's also looking to expand into organic vegetables and even a small dairy line. And she's doing all this while advocating for rural women in agriculture, a cause that's extremely close to her heart. "I want young girls growing up in the country to know they don't have to wait for someone else to hand them the keys," Sydney reportedly shared in a candid moment. "They can build their own fences. They can raise their own livestock. They can lead. Not without sacrifice." While the excitement around the purchase is palpable, Sydney's journey hasn't been without its fair share of struggle. The financial commitment alone was massive. Sydney had to combine savings, take calculated loans, and sell a few assets just to make the down payment. Friends say she worked multiple jobs during the off-season to support her goal, from helping with calving at neighboring farms to freelance writing for agriculture magazines. Then there's the physical toll. Moving on to a new, somewhat neglected property comes with endless work, clearing overgrown sections, fixing outdated plumbing, repairing sheds, and installing infrastructure like water tanks, fencing, and irrigation systems. But for Sydney, every blister is a badge of honor. Every obstacle, a lesson. Every sunrise, a promise that she's on the right path. Building a legacy. Sydney isn't just building a farm, she's building a legacy. Part of her vision includes opening the property to visitors. In time, she plans to offer educational programs for children, internships for agricultural students, and weekend farm experiences for families wanting a taste of rural life. In many ways, Sydney sees her property as a bridge, connecting city dwellers to the earth, educating others about sustainability, and reshaping the narrative around women in farming. She's not just a farmer, said one friend. She's a pioneer. Her fans seem to agree. Since news of her purchase spread, Sydney's social media following has ballooned. Supporters from around the country and even overseas are cheering her on. Many have expressed admiration for her work ethic, vision, and humility. Some have even offered to volunteer their time to help her get the new farm off the ground. Navigating life after FWAW. Since wrapping up her time on Farmer Wants a Wife, Sydney has kept a relatively low public profile. While she's occasionally popped up on social media or in updates from other contestants, she is mostly focused on personal goals and family. Her love life remains something of a mystery, but insiders suggest that Sydney is currently single, and happily so. She's not in a rush, a friend commented. Right now, her priority is building her dream. And honestly, she doesn't need anyone else to complete her. In fact, it's her independence that many believe makes her story so inspiring. While many use reality TV fame for short-term success or fleeting influencer moments, Sydney has turned hers into a stepping stone, one that led straight to the farm gate of her future. Looking ahead. So, what's next for Sydney Errera? The coming months are expected to be filled with non-stop activity, building animal shelters, planting crops, establishing routines, and learning on the go. She plans to document her journey in more detail soon, possibly through a blog or YouTube channel, where she can share both the triumphs and the tough moments. There's also speculation she may launch a farm-based business, perhaps focusing on homemade preserves, grass-fed meat products, or ecotourism experiences. But for now, her focus is squarely on laying the foundation, literally and metaphorically, for the future she's always envisioned. Sydney's story is one of resilience, heart, and ambition. She didn't wait for someone to choose her. She chose herself. She didn't hope for a dream to fall into her lap. She rolled up her sleeves, put on her boots, and built it from the ground up. In a world where people often chase fame, fortune, or fleeting trends, Sydney Errera chose purpose. And in doing so, she's not only living her dream, she's inspiring countless others to start chasing theirs.